Hey everybody, it's Brooke with The Buttered Home, and welcome to Messy Kitchen Monday. Sorry, we're scrambling here at the last minute. Okay, where's the rest of my bacon? Okay, I threatened everybody's life before we started to not anybody touch my bacon, so they thought they were going to play a prank on me. And it worked, because I know you all saw where's the rest of my bacon. Gotta have my bacon. But tonight we are making very possibly the best barbecue baked beans you will ever put in your mouth. I know, the best that I have ever put in mine. So I'm really excited to share this recipe with you. It's kind of funny because whenever I was getting the beans ready, my husband said, "Now don't you know that's blasphemy that you're not using Bush's baked beans?" And I said, "Well, that's kind of like cheating." I said, "This recipe, you make them just as good, probably better in my opinion, than the Bush's baked beans by taking just regular pork and beans and adding all the components to it." And it seems like an awful lot of work when you can open a can of Bush's, I know, and they're really good. I love them, and in a pinch I use them. But when I have the time, if I'm going to a barbecue or have a gathering of friends coming up like we do this coming weekend, then I will put these together, and it's totally worth it. And to me, they're probably the best that the best that you can get. So it's a real simple recipe, and I've already kind of pre-cooked the bacon and the sausage and the onions and everything because we don't want to stay on very long. We know that everybody has lives, and it's Monday nights, and most people have to go to bed so that they can go to work on Tuesday. So I have pre-prepped all of this, and what we're going to do tonight is simply show you how to put it together. And then it bakes in the oven for about an hour. So it is a pretty lengthy recipe, but it's still easy because there's virtually no prep work. You just soften your onions and you add your sausage and your garlic, and you kind of dump everything and go. And that's my favorite kind of recipe, is just to throw it all in a pan, mix it up, and stick it in the oven and go do something else. So in my opinion, I think that's great. If you're just joining us for the first time, this is Messy Kitchen Monday, and we cook live on Facebook every Monday night. It just occurred to me 2 minutes ago that I was supposed to set up for Instagram, and I did not. So hopefully we'll get on track with that, doing it on Instagram as well. But for now, I'm gonna move the camera, and we're gonna get started with the best ever baked barbecue beans. So I was gonna drink some of my coffee, and I didn't. So let me move the camera. And y'all, I just want you to know, full disclosure, I made a huge mess making this. So I've spent the better part of my time since I've been home from work cleaning up rather than cooking. But it is Messy Kitchen Monday after all. That's what it's all about. So you'll see here I have lots of different things. I have ketchup, maple syrup, brown sugar, apple cider vinegar. I have my beans, and I'm going to try to get them where you can see them. If this is the first time you're joining us, be sure to let us know your name in the comments and where you're watching from. We'd love to hear from our new people. And this is a big pan of just plain pork and beans. You can get them, lots of store brands have them. They haven't been doctored, they haven't been seasoned, they're just plain pork and beans, and they're really, really, really good. So, to that, we are going to add a couple of slices of cooked bacon. And I know a lot of baked beans has raw bacon in it, but to me, you still get the same flavor, and I'm going to show you why in just a minute. But this adds texture to your beans. So if you didn't know you could use your kitchen shears to cut stuff up, there's you a little tidbit of information. I use them a lot, especially with bacon. Here I have in my cast iron skillet some sliced and browned Kaneka sausage along with red onion and minced garlic. And we're gonna add that in as well. And what I did is I cooked the bacon first in this same pan, and then I sweated my onions in the bacon grease, and then threw in my sausage and garlic and just browned it. The sausage is smoked, so it's already cooked, but just putting it in with the bacon grease helps it soak up some of that bacon grease so that you can keep from putting the raw bacon in your bean mixture. So it's twofold. It gives you texture to your beans, and it adds flavor to your onions, your garlic, and your sliced smoked sausage. And to that, we're going to add some ketchup. Wouldn't be barbecue baked beans without the components of barbecue sauce. So we're going to make our own. And then we have maple syrup. And you can get all of the specific measurements for these ingredients on our website later this week whenever we publish this recipe. So if you haven't been to thebutteredhome.com, go now and sign up for our email list so that you can be notified first of when these recipes go live. And here I have a little bit of prepared mustard and brown sugar, and we're going to add those in as well. And there's also a link to sign up for our email list at the top of our Facebook page. It's on the cover photo, actually, up at the top. And then I have apple cider vinegar. So that gives you another little punch of a good barbecue taste. And we are going to mix all of these up inside our plain pork and beans. And technically you could probably eat it just like this, but by cooking it slow in the oven at about 350 degrees for about an hour, it allows that apple cider vinegar to have the vinegar kind of to cook off and just leave the apple cider portion there. And it also allows that brown sugar to kind of melt in with all of these other goody things that we put in there and just become a melody of just wonderful flavors. So now I have just a little bit of brown sugar reserved, and right before we put it in the oven, we're just going to sprinkle the brown sugar on top. Now, if you've ever cooked a cobbler or a cake that has a crunchy top, you know this trick already and what it does. What this does is that brown sugar that sits on the top caramelizes and hardens and creates like a crust on the top. So these will go into a 350 degree oven for 45 minutes to an hour. I lean more toward the hour because I like for them to get good and thick. And what happens when you take them out, you let them sit and cool. Even to room temperature, they'd be fine. But just so they're slightly warm and they start to kind of thicken even more after you take them out of the oven. And I'm about to move some of this stuff and show you the finished product. Now you see I've got another trick here. I'm using one of these disposable foil pans, which are fabulous. But if you're going to be putting something heavy and liquidy into the oven, always put it on a sheet pan to keep from avoiding making a mess in your oven, because I don't care how good you clean your oven, this stuff, you'll find it the next time you heat your oven up. I can assure you of that. So I'm going to bring the finished pan over and let you see how pretty. And the top has that real shiny glaze on it. And that's from the brown sugar. So now I'm just gonna take some and dip them up. And y'all, they are fantastic. This is really literally a meal right by itself, because you have, somebody's reaching. You have the smoked Kaneka sausage in there, and you have the beans and the bacon, and it's just absolutely wonderful. So those are your barbecue baked beans. They're easy, they're simple, and you made them. I mean, you didn't make the beans, of course, but everything else, you did more than open a can. You added your own flair and lots of really yummy components to it to make a great side dish for your next barbecue. Speaking of which, I need to mention that next Monday's Messy Kitchen Monday will probably be early in the day, like maybe around 11 or 12. That's early compared to 7:30, of course. I know it's not early, but we have 2 really quick recipes planned for you for next Monday. It is Memorial Day, so I know a lot of people will be feasting on great sides like these, and I hope some of the sides that you've seen here on Messy Kitchen Monday throughout the month of May. But we will go live, and if you can be here, great, because we have 2 really good, easy little recipes that you can whip up really quick and have for your barbecue. One is quick and easy refrigerator pickles. If you like a dill pickle on your barbecue, then you don't have any, but you have some cucumbers and some vinegar, and I'm going to show you how to make them, and they'll be ready in as early as 2 to 4 hours. And a wonderful, wonderful home-based Alabama barbecue sauce. That's a white barbecue sauce for those of you who might not be familiar with it, and we've got a great recipe for it to share with you next week. So we'll be early next Monday on Messy Kitchen Monday for Memorial Day. We hope you can be with us, and if you can't, come back when you can and watch the replay, and be sure to put in the comments that you watch the replay to let us know. We have really enjoyed this month of May. I mean, one of my favorite things in the world is cooking out, and all these sides are really easy and are a lot expected at most barbecues. So we hope that you can use these recipes to share with your family and friends and celebrate. And remember, the real reason for Memorial Day is to honor those who have lost their lives fighting to keep our country free. It's not an excuse to have a barbecue. It's not an excuse to party or celebrate. It is a day of honor for those who lost their lives dying for us. And we remember that, and we like to remember it with really good food. So we hope that you'll join us early next Monday. And y'all, I can't wait for June. I'm not gonna let the cat out of the bag yet about what we're doing in June, but trust me, you want to be with us on Monday nights. And be sure to be here at 8 o'clock on Thursday night for our meal prep Thursday edition of our Facebook Live. When you have a chance, also visit thebutteredhome.com. We would love to see you there and share some of our recipes. We hope you all have a fabulous week and an even more fabulous holiday weekend coming up. Be safe. And from the Buttered Home to your home, good night.